Hello Galactic family. My beloved friends and brothers of Shan Earth, I bring to you a copious sacred torrent of the most loving and radiant blessings of the Creator God Goddess, reaffirming to them the unspeakable pleasure and honor of once again being able to expurgate all of you, my devoted friendship and great love. I come to speak to the heart plus a few but very sincere and tender words of encouragement. For a long time, my dear ones, you have gone through countless struggles and difficulties that you have generated in the subtle fibers of your souls, painful experiences that have caused you feelings of worthlessness and even self-rejection. You have often heard from people, not only strangers but, most dear ones, that you could not realize your dreams, that you were not capable, that you were limited, that you were insufficient, and many other words devoid of love that ended up doing with that many times you believe that you could not achieve your goals, and then you retract and avoid even sincere attempts at realizing your goals. Ah! My dear ones! How often do we accompany her desolation, tender-hearted? How many times have we gathered their tears and embraced their hearts with affection and deep gentleness, trying to convey to them the certainty that nothing in you was a matter of disapproval. Ah! My beloved ones! We, your stellar brethren, as well as the innumerable angelic and light beings, have been with you for so long and with so much love that you would not be able to see the importance and sincere selflessness we have dedicated to you. I do not wish here to remind them of distressing moments, which they have already overcome with bravery and so little to stimulate them to continue in bitter or self-punitive conditions. I just want to make sure of how much you have achieved and how much you have proven that you can do anything by believing in your inexhaustible sources of light. There are no limitations that my dear ones may contain to you, which you do not outgrow much of your infinite possibilities. Sometimes we see some of you saddened, believing you are inferior, because you have few financial resources, because your social condition is humble, because you have not yet reached more extensive levels of knowledge, because they carry some physical weakness and, finally, a huge list of references that they may list to justify themselves incapable of raising high flights on which you are masters to attain. Ah! My beloved ones! Do not let yourself be guided by any limiting condition, do not accept in your heart criticism devoid of love, do not punish yourself for whatever situations you were led to live. Observe the sacred presence of the great I Am that dwells in the core of your beings, believe in your unlimited potentials, trust your radiant attributes, know divine. You must not believe that physical or material conditions can stall the grace you carry within you. They are not their empty or full coffers, they are not their titles and diplomas school or the lack of them, they are not their perfection or physical deficiencies, they are not their social situations elevated or sparing, they are not their property or the lack of them, they are not their dwellings rich or humble, are not your eloquent or simple words that make you what you really are. There are no limits to your reach, there are no frameworks that contextualize any limitations to your virtues. You are more, you are far beyond, you are sublime beings of creation. Their divine faculties are not limited by their material or physical conditions, do not look at their momentary states, but rather rise from them, rise up, sublime, ascend their positions. We have told you before and we repeat to you, you are princes and princesses who are heirs to the glories of the God Goddess Creator who loves you unconditionally and who sees you all in the same conditions of elevation towards your love. Do not look at human linearity only, but expand your visions into the eternity and unique beauty that each of you possesses. Analyze that the highest meters and avatars that were among you were simple creatures, who were humanly devoid of any material or even physical conditions and yet left them very rich examples of which every human being is capable of anything that truly loves and believe. I am sure, my beloved friends, that many of you know and have lived with enlightened beings who, even in their singleness and simplicity, had brought you divine lessons that you will never forget. I am sure you have heard someone tell you that condition, whether physical or material, it was not possible for him to perform this or that deed which he praised with praise. How many examples of mothers who were considered infertile and who some time later bring in their arms their beloved children. How many people in humble financial conditions or who were considered by society as intellectually unsuccessful and who became great doctors, scientists, wise instructors. Beings like the admirable Stephen Hawking, who brightened theoretical physics and cosmology and did not let himself be stalled by the degenerative condition of his body. And there are so many examples that it would be unnecessary for me to list you, dear ones, and know that you know them by the thousands. So my beloved brothers of Shan, do not belittle yourself. You are capable, you all can. You are not plastered your momentary physical or material conditions. I have told you before, when I have even directed you to practical techniques for your elevation, and many other divine consciousnesses have told you that your thoughts, words and daily actions guide your lives, so understand, my beloved ones, that the answers to their victories, whether they in any areas, are in yourself. Avoid negativistic thoughts, limiting beliefs that you cannot do, words lying in the open, without the observation of their vibratory content, or attitudes that restrict their magnificent values. Ah! My dear friends and brothers! You are so wonderful, you are so skillful, you are so admirable, you are so competent. Take your mastery. Take your real divine places and brighten not only your precious lives but also the lives of all beings in the beloved Shan. Perhaps some of you were waiting for me to bring you news about my dear planet ARCTURIAN, or related the countless enlightening deeds from the galaxy of Andromeda, but not, my beloved friends. This was not my intent. Maybe another time, but not this one. Love laughs. What I have come to bring you again, were the ever sincere and devoted desires for you to rise to your real condition and recognize your admirable potentials and splendorous values. And if at some point in your life you may discredit yourself, Jesus told them that all things are possible to him that believeth, and that ye are gods. I am Alcana of Andromeda, and with great gratitude and immense tenderness, I distribute over you gentle and luminous petals of the most divine love, assuring you that at a thought of yours, I will be at your side,